Yes, good morning, everyone. Hope you are able to hear me. You are able to watch my screen. So, any doubts on the last demo, what we have discussed about the technical side, working with purchase orders and tables and BI reports environment, how we can write the queries? Okay. Today, we are going for the demo of OIC integrations, and then AI Agent Studio. So, Fusion Technical, once we learn the Fusion Technical ERP application, there is one type of role you can play it in your projects, that is Fusion SaaS model. When you are working in the SaaS projects, SaaS implementation, then you can work as a technical consultant working on BI reports, OTBI dashboards and analysis, data migration process means data load and data extractions, web services. This is all you can work. And personalizations part like Redwood pages, as well as the page composer. This all we can do. The second role is now, if you want to be an integration consultant also, if you wanted to be an integration consultant, when clients will go for using this integration, when the clients will use this tool, integration tool, this is separate tool. So when we say Fusion applications, ERP is one tool, okay, one ERP software, then obviously we will see this as a separate tool. Here it is. Let me just log in. 1 minute, please. This is separate URL in cloud environment we are going to get. This is for connecting into the applications. This is to connect into the applications. Here it is. So integration is going to be used by the clients when they are having multiple applications. Whenever the clients are having multiple applications, if they wanted to go for integrate multiple applications, means data exchange and all, they will be using. Here it is. 1 minute. Now it is. This is our integration tool. So which scenario we go for use the OICS tool? Earlier we were calling it as OICS, Oracle Integration Cloud Services. Now we can call it as OIC, Oracle Integration Cloud, OIC tool. So I just wanted to have some couple of examples here, why we required OIC. Let's say you are working in HCM, Oracle Fusion HCM ERP application, and you are hiring an employee. You hired an employee successfully. Okay. You hired an employee successfully here. Once you hire an employee, automatically this employee information I wanted to update in third-party tools. Let's say your client is using some ServiceNow tool for raising the tickets. Okay. And maybe they are using separate version control tools for activating the directories. There also, we wanted to go for it. So the moment when you hire an employee, this information I wanted to exchange into some third-party applications, because this employee required username and password over there also, right? For raising the laptop, badge setups. This all it can be any business transactions also. It's not for only the requesting options. It can be for any other purpose also, right? Okay. So the moment whenever you perform some transaction in your cloud ERP, if you want to send that information into some other applications, then it's going to be that. It can be done within minutes and by using the OIC tool instead of manual process. In the same day earlier, we used to take the process of it. If it is without OIC, obviously the end user is supposed to enter this employee details in the third party tools once again. So that is one. Another one is payroll. Let's say your client is having thousands of employees. Let's say 10,000 employees are there. End of the month or end of the week, we are running the payroll. When you run the payroll, what happened? System will calculate salaries. System will calculate salaries for the employees, both earning elements, deduction elements, and finally net salary. All the details will be calculated. Once everything is fine, then what you have to do? You need to send that file to the bank, right? So that what banks will do? They'll go for deposit, direct deposit the amount into the employee salary accounts. So that's what we are going to call it as payroll outbound. Payroll outbound. So you are going to run the payroll, generate the file, and then run the integration. So what OIC will do is it will pick up your payroll output file through FTP. It is going to transfer to bank account, bank format, and send it to the bank for payment processing. This is all complete automation. This is all complete automation. So HCM to OIC integrations, it can be done. So OIC is not only restricted to the finance or supply chain or HCM. You can use it for any application. It's an open tool. You can use it between the SAP and Salesforce. You can use it between the LinkedIn and ServiceNow. So everywhere you can go for use it. This. You can use it everywhere. Let's say another example. Application tracking system. Application tracking system. Oh, Vijaya, you are not able to hear me. Is it clear, everyone? Am I audible to everybody?
Yeah, audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think so. Okay. So another place where the employee conversions, we wanted to go for convert the data from employee applicant. Let's say your client is using some attendance timesheet entry, OTL. So if clients are using multiple applications like this, if you want to exchange the data between the applications and if you want to go for automate that, then we will be using this. Then we are going to use this particular. So this we are going to use OICS tool. So OIC tool is separate. If you want to build the integrations and if you want to define the connections between the applications, like SAP to Oracle and SAP to Salesforce and then Oracle, multiple connections you can define and you can go for exchange the data. You can also define the events and you can define the lookups to change the automation process dynamically. You can use some existing libraries and packages. And if you wanted to go ahead with the agents, yes, you can do that. Here it is. You can also have the standard adapters available, like built-in adapters, so that we can directly use. For example, you want to perform some AWS actions, Concur, EBS, FTP, Facebook integration, GitHub integration, Gmail integrations. Almost all we have here it is. We have almost all 121 adapters are there. Major adapters from Oracle as well as other applications. Also, you can directly use the adapter and we'll be looking at the adapters, how we can go for use the adapters and change the information. Okay. Fine. Now what we do is we'll go ahead with simple integration. My requirement is I just wanted to have a simple email notification and define couple of parameters or variables and display that information in the output and send it. Okay. So go to integrations. I would like to create new integration here. Go for create. In our entire training, we'll be defining at least 20 to 25 integrations. Complete. File transfers, like as whatever we specified in our syllabus copy, like working with the integrations, whatever the tools and styles and adapters, lookups, how we can perform some DML operations in our ERP in case if you are going for data conversions, both inbound and outbound, and how we can go for, define the parameters, payload. When we are working with the payload, we also work with the Postman. That is another simple tool for testing the APIs. So in OIC, majorly the APIs are very important. We go with basics of API and we'll go for complex of the APIs for insert, update, and delete options from the application's point of view. And we also go ahead with the FTP file handling, like read, write, delete. This is very important. Okay. And handling the exceptions means runtime errors. This all. So we'll be working with at least 20 to 25 integrations in our application. Yeah. So now I'm going for an application here. I'm just defining it as Sony first integration. So I'm just defining that package. This is for export and import. Whenever we are working in the projects, if you want to go for export and import your integrations, we are supposed to use the package where exactly this integration is saved. And from there, we try to export and import. And versions, obviously, we know that, right? If you make some changes after some time, then we'll maintain the another version, second version that we are going to maintain. Now create integration. The moment when you click create button, system is going to open the integration window here. This is the window where we are going to configure the integrations, where we are going to configure the integrations. Okay, here this is. So we selected the integration here. This is, for example, you don't want this integration. You have always option here. You can go for delete. We can go for delete. And you want to go for create new integration again here. So application integration, we have seen how it will be created. Schedule. If you wanted to define any integration, schedule is nothing but in the name itself. If you wanted to go for specify some schedule durations for future date, we are going to mention here it is. Okay. Schedule options here. The same options we will find here. Yes. Here in the layout, you can see that it is showing vertical layout. And if you want to go for horizontal, you can go ahead with horizontal options here. And right side, we can see connections here. Whatever the connections you would like to go for invoke, you can call it like FTP connection, REST and SOAP and other connections we have here it is. We are supposed to create a new connection also, depends on the requirement, and we can call it here. We'll be seeing that here it is. These are to perform the actions. This is to execute some functions here, defining the variables and all here it is. Okay. So here I would like to send a email notification to the user with some parameters. Means variables we are going to define couple of variables, company name and company cost center. Two variables I'm going to define and send an email to the user. Send an email to the user. That's what we are going to perform. It's a simple integration. It's a simple integration here. Now click the moment when you place the cursor here, it will automatically show you plus symbol. Click on this. Then it will show the list of invokes and actions. Whatever you wanted to perform, you can do that. Okay. I would like to go ahead with the notifications. You want to send an email means indirectly it is a notification, right? Okay. Select this notification. Now system is asking configure your notification, configure your email notification. You need to add the details. You need to add the details. As usual, generally, if we want to send an email, we give the two email ID, CC, BCC, from which email ID you want to send it, subject and body. You can add parameters, means indirectly variables. Here it is. So I'm putting that here, my email ID. This is, I don't want to configure CC and BCC, put it as from a single quotation. I'm sending from Oracle, no reply at the rate of oracle.com. From this email ID, we want to do it. What is the subject you wanted to configure? Subject, I would like to have this is demo integration from RTL. How about the body? Yeah. So I wanted to define two parameters here. First, we'll define static body. Here I wanted to add the parameters, means variables. So I'm defining one variable name here. This is company name. I'm going to add one more. Cost center. So two variables we have defined successfully. Here it is. One is company name and another one is a cost center. So here I wanted to show this variable names. We have to put it within the flower brackets. Mention your variable names here. Okay. Right now, what I'm doing, all the values I'm going to specify static values, means hard coding, either email ID or subject or body. And then I define two variables here, and values also I have mentioned here. But when we are working in the next level integrations, we are supposed to change these values by using the API. For example, you are trying to create a purchase order for the supplier. Once the PO is created and got approval, I want to send this PO as an email attachment to the supplier. I don't want to do it separately. This integration should automatically take this information and send it as an attachment. So that time two email ID should be different. It should be changed based on the supplier. Right. In your Fusion applications, whenever we are creating the supplier, whenever we are creating supplier here, we'll be mentioning for every supplier communication channel is email, and that email ID will be specified either at supplier site level or supplier contact level will be specified. The system should consider at supplier contact level because that is highest priority. And contact level, whatever the email ID is there, the system should pick that email ID and send it to the corresponding email ID. It means the values should be changed dynamically. So that time we are going to use this APIs and change these values dynamically. Okay. We'll be looking at, we will be seeing that values later. Okay, now save this integration. Now the integration has done successfully. This is, but there is an error here. Click on this. You are getting some standard error. This is primary business identifier. Okay. So whenever you are running this integration, system should take some basic value for tracking. After some time, if you want to track when you got this error and there, so you need to take some value. So I'm taking date and time is the value. Just drag and drop here. What is the meaning of this? For example, today I'm running this integration success. At what time you have executed? So and so time. It's 8:55 or something. 8:55 a.m. IST, it will take it. After some time, you will run again integration, or you might have scheduled it multiple times in a day. So this integration is running continuously as per the schedule options. Okay. So whenever we run this schedule option multiple times, after some time, if you wanted to know any errors are occurred, we need to track some information, right? That purpose it is going to be used. Right now, I'm passing it as a time. Right now, I'm passing it as a time. For example, you developed one integration for purchase order. What is the purpose of your integration? As soon as PO is created, system is going to take this PO details and send it to some third party application. Today, 5 purchase orders you have created. Obviously, 5 times your integration will be executed. Tomorrow, 100 purchase orders you have created. 100 times integration has executed. Out of that, 2 times it's got failed. Out of 100 times, 2 times the integration got failed. When integration got failed, obviously you must know or you must track that PO number, right? You must track the PO number and exactly for which purchase order this integration has got failed. Because 100 POs are created. Out of that, for which PO it has got failed. And what is the reason? That supplier does not have the email ID or it has got some wrong email ID. So this all tracking purpose, you should have some value. Right now, I have taken as a time as a value I have taken. Maybe you wanted to see the PO number is the tracking number or invoice number is the tracking number. So whatever the value you wanted to use for tracking your integration for going forward, that we have to provide here. If you say, no, I don't want to have any tracking, it's not required for our integration, then no problem. You can use this time just now, but it is mandatory. We must have at least one column as a tracking purpose. Okay. So we have defined the notification and you want to make some changes here. Again, click on this edit. Initially, it looks like, a little bit complex when we do it at least 4 or 5 integrations. Once we complete 4 or 5 integrations, it will be very easy to, not much coding also. Only when we are working with APIs, we have to understand the API standard functionality like input parameters, query parameters, API versioning, API authenticity, and then we are supposed to configure the PGP security things. So other than that, remaining all are going to be drag and drop. So we are supposed to choose that corresponding tool and pass the input values like this and go for execute. Okay. Now integration has done successfully. Saved it. Let's come back to our main menu. It is showing the list of integrations. Sony schedule. This is what we have defined. And first, whenever we complete the integration, first we have to activate this integration. There is option here, activate. Without activation, we cannot run the integration. First, we need to activate. So whenever we go for activate, it system is asking, do you want to go ahead with production level, audit level, or you wanted to go for just debugging this option? I'll go with production. We'll see different options later. Now it is still in progress. Activation is in progress. Refresh. Now it is active. When your integration is active, then you can go for run the integration. You can run this integration. As I said just now, your integration might have executed multiple times. I want to track it. You can see that track instances. You can go for track instances. If you want to schedule this integration, you can add schedule option here. And if you want to update some property values, you can update your integration properties. And you wanted to go for make some changes in your integration, you can do that here, creating new version and make the changes. Excuse me. You want to go for export and import, then it's going to be used here, export and import options. Okay. So right now I just want to run the integration. Click on this, run the integration. When we are running the integration, this integration doesn't require any input parameters right now. Right now we don't need, because it is just going to send an email. That's all, not going to do any other actions or no other transactions it is going to perform. Okay, just click run button. Now system is going to run the integration and we can see all the integration process here itself. First, if you look at here, it has triggered scheduling run option, started executing, first preparing the message as per our notification properties. System is preparing the message, message received by notification, message sent by notification, means email sent, and finally processing completed successfully. Processing completed successfully. Okay, now let's see that whether you received an email or not. I'm just going to here. This is my email ID. Now I see that here. OIC mail service. This is subject. This is demo integration from RTL. It's a static message here. And this is dynamic values. We defined variables, two variables, company and cost center. And we see the values over here. It is. Okay. So it's a simple an integration. Whenever you are going to build it, here it is how it can be done. You want to make some changes? Okay, let's open the integration. Right now integration is active. If your integration is active, you are not supposed to go for make some changes. First we have to deactivate. First we have to deactivate the integration. Once we deactivate, then we can go with changes. First deactivate. Now your integration is deactivated. Now we can make changes. Any integration when we are working, first you have to go with the deactivation if at all you want to make changes. Here it is. So now go for edit. Can directly go for edit here. This is what integration. And these are the changes we have done for this integration. Here it is. If you want to go for scheduling this option, you can go for schedule as per the parameters, input parameters. You can pass system parameters. We can pass user defined. We can define and use it. Here it is. Is clear, everybody? Any doubts here? Please. Okay. So this is about the OIC integrations point of view, where we will be working. This is going to be our syllabus. So once the syllabus is completed, we'll take one project related to the finance, related to supplier invoice, how we will go for an integration. The same thing you can go for explain in the interview as well as when we are working in the projects. Also, most of the integrations comes in the similar way only. Only the data might be changes and API might be changes and input parameters. APIs are very simple, but only thing is we need to have a patience to go through that API parameters, to go through that API parameters. And then we have to pass that values into the parameter and see the result. And and we need to handle the errors runtime. Okay. And we take 4 to 5 integrations, whatever we work in finance and supply chain management, real time, whatever we are working. So the same thing you can go for put up in our resume also when you are attending for the interviews. And once you do the practice of those integrations, you can easily work in any integration of your project. When you are working in the project, any assignment related to the integrations, you can start working on that. And obviously, resume preparation and interview preparation. We have total 175 to 180 questions so far related for OICS. So once you are perfect with those questions and answers, you can crack any interview up to 5 to 6 years of experience when you are applying for job. Here it is. And then for all those 170 questions, I already prepared in a separate course with question and answers with the videos and navigations so that you can go through that video. That will be helpful for you when you are attending for the interviews. Okay, so this process is common when you complete Fusion Technical or when you complete OIC or even AI Agent Studio also. Okay. So if you do not have any doubts in the integration part here, I'll move on to the AI agent. If anyone is having doubts regarding the syllabus or any other, we can discuss here.
Yeah, hi Chandra.
Yeah.
So this is Vijay. So you said we can build around 20 integrations in this training session, right? So can you explain what is the use cases we can cover?
Maximum use cases will be data import, data extract, performing the transactions. For example, create invoice, create purchase orders, creating suppliers and supplier sites, and then scheduling the BIP reports and file transfers. Let's say there is a file is there in UCM, you want to pick that file, or you want to export the data into the file and keep that file in the UCM server. This all we will be doing it.
And another question. So we have AI agents in Fusion, right? So like that, we have anything in voice as well?
OSC agent means indirectly it is a scheduling option is there, but not the automation point of view. It's okay. We have the concept here in OSC,
Mm.
automation scheduling option. But in AI is different. Automation is different, and AI in the sense there the intelligence comes into the picture. Intelligence in the sense, even if you speak in a human language, also it will translate into the system language and pick the data and try to show it to you. So
Oh,
that concept we don't have an integration. When you are working with OSC tool, you should speak in system language only. But when you are working with AI agent, you can speak any language like human language or system language. But still it will try to understand and get the information or try to perform some transaction.
okay, got it. Understand. That's it from me. Thanks.
Okay. So now we are going for another tool, which is AI Agent Studio. Just started. AI Agent journey is just started in cloud applications, especially in Fusion applications. Okay. So why the agents are required? Why agents, AI agents are required? Artificial intelligence is required nowadays for the enterprise companies is again the same concept when you are trying to put too much of time on the transactions. Let's say I'm working as a manager, around 70 people are reporting to me, and I want to know how many people are on the leave tomorrow, how many people are going to be leave on the next week. Generally, we used to have a report for that. So as a manager, what I'll do, I'll go to the scheduled process and run one report, daily breakdown report. I'll pass the input parameters saying that on 2nd July 2026, that's the input parameter I'll pass. I want to know how many people are going to be on leave tomorrow. And then I have to wait for some time and then I'll get an output PDF document or HTML page. I'll go through that. That's a simple requirement. Generally, we are doing so far. But if you have an agent, you can just ask your agent how many people are on leave tomorrow. Just you give the prompt and you start doing your work and it will pick automatically those employee details. This is just simple use case I'm telling example. Okay. So whenever you have an agent, the purpose of agent is which will understand human language as well as the system language, both. So far, whatever the software applications are there, these all applications, if you communicate with this application in system language, then only it will give you the reply. Okay, but not in a human language, right? You cannot change the language just like that, then it won't work here. It is. Okay. So let's say team activity center is there. So I'm the manager, I'm just taking care of that here. So here I can find how many people are reporting to me. Total 6 members. 6 members are reporting to me. So these all are employees who are reporting to me. And I can see the organization hierarchy here. These are navigations I'm supposed to perform if I wanted to go through the information of my team. Yes. Okay. But all these details I wanted to get directly from the agent. So you can directly use the tools AI Agent Studio. Go to AI Agent Studio. As an employee, you also have the option here AI chat. AI Agent Studio is a tool where you are going to develop the agents. Agent Studio is an environment where we are going to build the agents and agent teams also we are going to build. After we build the agents, then we will assign to the employees. What employees will do? When they log into the applications, they go to here, AI chat. Whatever the agents we have given the access to the employee, that employee can access from here. So whatever the agents we have given the permission, 17 agents we have given the permission for this employee. 17 agents are there, right? So any agent, if employee wanted to use that, he'll go to, he can search also. These are related for accounts manager point of view, cash management, financial side related here. So whatever the access we have, access we will be giving by using the roles, we'll see that later, access options. Okay. If we look at our syllabus, we'll be building the agents here by using the document, by using the REST APIs, and by using the business objects. internally, whatever the functions we wanted to perform. We go with the development of agents in HCM also, not only in finance and supply chain. We also work with HCM agents, because when we talk about AI Agent Studio, we cannot say that we are restricted to the finance and supply chain. We also do it couple of agents from HCM, and we'll try to understand existing agents which are there in HCM. So Agent Studio is mandatory for both functional consultant as well as for the technical consultant. Development of agent is a role of technical only. As a technical consultant, we are supposed to develop, that's fine. But as a functional consultant, for example, if they are going to conduct the workshop to the customer will ask, in account payables module, can you tell me what are the agents are there? How those agents are going to be helpful for my business? If I want to use those agents, how it is going to be helpful? And can you tell me on which place where you can, did you find any gap where you can build a agent and which will be helpful for my business? And return on investment, ROI report. So these all questions definitely we get from the customer to functional consultant, that he is supposed to give the answer. Okay. Designing of the agent will be done by the functional, like this is what your agent should do it. For that, whatever the tools are required, whatever the REST APIs are required, whatever the email communications are required, those we are supposed to build it, either customization or development. Technical consultant we are supposed to do. MCP, multi-cloud partners. Like if you have multiple applications, Fusion applications your client is using, ServiceNow for ticketing they are using, Salesforce they are using for CRM. Your agent should communicate with other cloud partners or other cloud platforms also, and get the information from there and try to showcase you. Then obviously we will be using the MCP concept. Either connect with other databases also. Okay. Once we build the agents, we'll try to display to the employee according to the requirement, wherever required, that we will be specifying. So that also will be doing. Okay. So this is going to be the syllabus which we perform from the AI Agent Studio. This is end user point of view, end user in the sense employees, super user or business users are going to use the agents from here. As a developer, we are going to work here, AI Agent Studio. So this is the environment where we are going to build the agents here. Okay. So you are going to build the tools. There are different types of tools. Earlier, there were only four tools were there. One is document, another one was deep link, email, and external REST. Now we got MCP, which is very important. When you want to connect with multiple applications, MCP will be used. You want to go with the business object. You want to go with the deep links. We'll be doing all these things except connector. Connector I have tried, but we don't have. This is for connections, building the adapters and all. But I didn't get success. The remaining all we do it. We work with business object and email, REST APIs, all this we will be doing it. Okay. Once the tool is ready, then we'll make it as a agent. We are going to make this as agent. We are going to make this as agent here. When we are working with complex options, we will be going ahead with the agent team here. We'll make group of agents and then we are going to make it here. Here agent team. Yeah. When I go to AI Agent Studio, I can see that total 270 agents are there. 272 agents defined by Oracle. Of course, every quarter they are going to release. Every quarter they'll try to release in specific modules. Okay. There is something called marketplace. Oracle partners means Infosys, Wipro, Apps Associate, Mastic, Apex IT, Wipro company. Okay. So these all people, Infosys, they also developed the agents. IBM company also has developed some agents, and those agents are tested by Oracle. After testing, they're released into the market. So if any customer wants to use this agents, they can go for using this. They can get the license from them. Some of the agents are free, some of the agents are uh, subscription based. You have to pay the money and get it here. That is from here, marketplace. These are from Oracle, directly from Oracle. It is. I want to know what are the agents we have in procurement module. In procurement module, I would like to know what are the agents given by Oracle. You can choose family, PRC, procurement. Total 10 agents we have in procurement module. In procurement module, we have total 10 agents. Quote to purchase requisition, to know the purchase order status, autonomous sourcing assistant, these are supplier portal, purchasing requisition status. Let's say you are going to log in as an buyer and you want to know the status of a particular requisition, or you need some information about those requisitions, then you can use this here. Okay, let me test. Let me test it here. Let me log in as buyer and test the procurement agent. I'm going to log in as buyer. Let me try to create purchase requisition. Sorry, procurement, purchase requisitions. So once employee log into the applications, when employee log into the applications here, wherever you find this button, ask Oracle, that is a agent. Maybe it is finance module or supply chain HCM. Wherever you find this dialog box and this button, ask Oracle, that is a agent. Okay. What type of agent this is? This is a procurement policy advisor. Let's say there is a company, they are having procurement department. There are employees are working in procurement department. We call them as buyers. Every company will have different policies, procurement policies, right? So the company buyers should follow that policies. Maybe I got some doubt when I'm trying to purchase or when I'm trying to raise the request RFQ. I am not clear whether this condition is there or not, whether this meets our company policy or not. Okay. So in that scenario, I can ask agent. I don't need to go through hundreds of pages of my company procurement policies. Just ask a agent, it will tell us. Because already this agent is developed by using those policy documents. Then automatically it will give you. Like how you are going to ask your ChatGPT or Claude or Copilot if you get any doubt. That is public information, but this is private information, right? The software, whatever this is used by the customer, entire data is inside of this database, right? This is private. This is private data. Whatever the agents we are going to develop, this all are working on our client data, not the public data. Like when you go to ChatGPT, you can ask some question. Okay, then it will give you public information, not the private. If you ask what is the turnover today for ICICI Bank, no, it cannot give it because that is private information known by only the private company. Okay. So this is where you will see the agents, built-in agents here. And if I go to this next tab here, this is another agent. What is the name of this agent? Code to requisition, quotation into the requisition. It is another agent, requisition status. If you want to know any requisition status or anything, you can find here it is. And this one, no, this is not a agent. It's a general, some information it is. This is also not a agent. It is just to create a requisition. We got options here just for creating the requisition. Here it is. Okay. Now let's see requisition status here. Advisor for requisition status. What I'll do is I'll take some requisition 204142. Okay. Let's same like chat GPT. It will open the window, chat window. Now, as a user, by default, some questions are there. What are the requisitions are in pending approval status? What requisitions or actions required here? You can ask any question, but default questions given by the agent. While creating this agent, while developing this agent itself, you can define up to 3 questions. Up to 3 questions you can define by default. So that user no need to type again. Just click on this. Just click on this. It will automatically show us. I want to know the requisitions which are action required. Any requisitions are waiting for approval from my end. So it is going to take my username who is asking this question. So this is here. Status. For this action is required. This you need to create a receipt. If you need further details, then feel free to ask. Means next information you can ask here. Okay. So now how many requisitions are approved so far? So whatever the prompt we are giving and also whatever the response you are getting for all this, there will be a cost. The system will calculate the cost. Tokenization charges will be there. That's why nowadays clients are not using in everywhere, but it is will be helpful for sometimes for senior management and all. It will be very helpful. Okay. So these are the requisitions you have approved so far. This is my requisition number 204. What is that? 204142. How many items are there? So internally, it is going to connect with our database and try to pull the data, show it to us. It's not only just chat communication, you can also perform the transaction. For example, I wanted to create a requisition for a particular item and particular supplier, default supplier for so and so date, you can pass. Let's say you want to perform some miscellaneous transaction in inventory module, you can also go to inventory module and try to perform the miscellaneous transaction by giving the receipt and other details. Here it is. Okay. Now what system is showing that the requisition number is this, it contains one item. This is the item and this is, you can view the full details of the requisition here. If you click, this is deep link. Just now we have seen in Agent Studio, right? We have different tools like deep link, connectors, MCP, external REST API, email, and then business object. Different tools are there, right? This is one of the object. You wanted to open this requisition directly, you can open it for you. What is the total amount for this requisition? So this is general, our human language we are talking. You can just enter total amount also. No need to type full name here. It is automatically it will pick that here. Any default supplier available. Requisition will be opened here. Generally, we need to open this transaction and navigate and get the details. Without that also, we'll be able to get this. Is there purchase order for this requisition? Means for this PO, for this requisition PO is already created. Yes, there is a purchase order associated with this requisition. This is the number. This is the PO number. US 165072. So this all are complete Redwood pages. This Oracle has moved 70% of the pages into the Redwood and Fusion applications. They are planning to make it all 100% all the transaction pages are Redwood. So we also should know the Redwood pages. That's a part of our syllabus in Fusion Technical customizations. Here is your PO number. So this all we are going to do it when we are working with our agent syllabus copy. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts here from the agent studio syllabus point of view, please? Okay. Fusion
Uh,
technical, it will be, yeah, please.
yeah, I'm Kiran here, Chandra. Like
Yes.
everywhere they're adopting this AI and AI agent studio, everything, right? Will it affect to that fusion and OIC departments for our job purpose?
No, no, no. So there won't be any impact on that. There will be only few impact, not much. See, additional IT infrastructure you are going to build for your client. If agents wants to work, first you need to implement the software properly, right?
Yeah,
Application should be implemented successfully. Make sure that your application is stable. After that, you start building the integrations. After that, you start building the agents. So agents will work on top of your application, right? On top of your application, it's going to work. Okay. So here agents, because of this AI agents, our jobs will be in trouble. It's very minor, not major. Very minor, not major. Okay. So because of this cost and also like tokenizations and all, the companies are not using the agents frequently. Even for end users also, they wanted to give it for the top level management, not for every user. Okay, you use the agent and get the information, try to perform here. It is not like that. So very top level management, wherever their time is required for their business, they can save the time by going through the agent. For example, you are a manager, your 50 members are reporting to you. Your time is very valuable. That time they will assign the agents to you, and you can use the agents and make your work is fast, and you can utilize your time, your valuable time to your team members and guide them and next level, right? That's how they are using nowadays.
Okay. Yeah. And one more thing, like you are providing that Fusion OIC and this credentials, right? I mean, sir, please let me know how do we open this one, because like
Everything is internet. If you have a laptop with internet connectivity, that's fine. You don't need to separate any installation and all. Everything we do it through URL.
okay.
Yeah.
No, you are providing those URLs and all, right?
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
we will be giving the Fusion Technical and AI Agent Studio access 1 year and OIC access 4 months, 3 to 4 months. We'll make it.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Chandra, 4 months means it includes after our
Yes, yes.
course or
2 months. 2 months. See, training will be done in 2 months, and another 2 months you will be getting.
okay.
Okay. So Fusion Technical, it takes 4 weeks. 4 by 5 means 20 days. So it takes around 25 hours, daily 1 hour, 15 minutes. Okay. So it takes 4 weeks. Then OIC takes another 4 weeks. And AI Agent Studio takes 2 weeks time. So it will be complete 2.5 months. We will be able to deliver it. Maybe 2, 3 days more. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Let's see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, same time, we are going to have, and we will be having different meeting ID. You can communicate with our coordinator regarding the enrollment part. So you can find coordinator number here. It is, yeah, 8855589062. That's the WhatsApp number. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.